get everybody in there?
Yeah.
I think so.
Sort of, kind of.
Sort of, kind of. Timer?
Go.
Have you ever seen somebody make a stupid mistake and said, that guy is an idiot? As humans, we're all capable of making mistakes, and sometimes we make some dumb decisions too. But have you ever stopped and asked yourself, what leads us to make those dumb mistakes? What sent us down that road? It's easy to criticize and say he's an idiot or he was stupid. But the reality is, there's a buildup of factors that normally affect and lead us down that road to make those poor decisions. We're all capable of making these same mistakes. It's important to know, and those consequences for those mistakes can be minor, like just minor inconveniences. It could be more severe, like you get fired from your job, or they could be catastrophic, like the Columbia shuttle disaster. Although there are numerous factors that are always challenging us to make poor decisions, there are two that carry the biggest risks. An understanding of the risks associated with complacency and fatigue provide a means to prevent human error in the workplace. So let's start with complacency. The Federal Aviation Association describes complacency as overconfidence from repeated experience performing a task. These are those tasks that we do dozens, sometimes even hundreds of times. We've all been there. We get overconfident when we do these tasks, right? We get so overconfident that we begin to skip safety measures and stop double checking our work. We're out on the job, everything seems normal, no one thinks anything's going to happen, nothing ever happens, and then suddenly, bang, something really does happen. We kill somebody, hurt somebody, damage equipment, or end up screwing up that big project at work. So, whether we work on aircraft, in a hospital, or we're just reviewing our essay for our speech class, complacency can sneak up and blindside us. Now, it's important to note that complacency doesn't necessarily equal laziness. In fact, I feel just the opposite sometimes. It's that drive to do more, work faster, and get more done that tempts us to cut corners, but eventually leads to failure. Now, complacency, it's not isolated. There's always other factors at work, and one of those that kind of tempts us towards complacency is fatigue. The FAA describes fatigue as physical or mental exhaustion affecting or threatening work performance. A research paper from the American College of Occupational Environmental Medicine elaborates further and says that the effects of fatigue can include impaired judgment, loss of situational awareness, and a reduced reaction time. And these effects can be severe. An article from the Harvard Medical School states that 24 hours of sleep deprivation is equal to a 0.1% blood alcohol content. Now, the lessons I've learned about fatigue was when I was working a 6-day stretch of 12-hour shifts, and I had to replace a wire. I'm an avionics technician. This is a simple task. Normally it should take me 10 minutes tops. But I worked on that wire for more than an hour, and I still was not able to complete it. I was making mistakes, having to go back, start back over. My hand-eye coordination was gone. And it was kind of a realization to me of how severe fatigue can affect you and sneak up on you. So as you can see, fatigue and complacency can have a severe impact on our ability to perform our work. But what we need to know now is what we can do to prevent it. Leaders, supervisors, they have a tough role in prevention because often the steps that they need to take to prevent these kind of errors are counterproductive to get the mission done in a timely and effective manner. When their schedule is for work, they need to take into account how long shift hours and abnormal shifts can have a negative effect on our performance. In addition, they need to be making sure all the employees are adhering to standards and at the same time develop processes that are efficient and not overly complex. But the most important thing you need to remember is we as individuals have the biggest responsibility to prevent these errors. We need to understand that the dangers exist, and we need to be humble to ourselves and understand that we are all capable and vulnerable to making these same kind of mistakes. To reduce fatigue, avoid caffeine and alcohol in the evenings, ensure that we're getting 6 to 7 hours of sleep on a regular basis. So you can see fatigue, complacency, those are just two of the challenges that are affecting our decisions every day. The first step to overcoming these challenges is to understand how overconfidence and lack of proper rest affect our judgment and ability to perform the task. Leaders, supervisors, they have to play an active role in prevention, and we have to stay humble and take responsibility for our own preventative measures. So the next time you see that idiot, ask yourself, why would he do that? What type of factors let him down to make that poor decision? And then ask yourself, are you capable of making the same mistake?